Welcome to the Proper Property Podcast with Jonny and Luke.
It's already live anyway, so it doesn't...
What we got a clap?
No.
Yeah, give us a clap. No. You've done podcasts before though, haven't you?
No,
have you not?
First.
Awesome. We're going to pop the cherry.
Great.
Yeah, this is Joe Pesci on Goodfellas. It says, you're going in that house, mate, but you're not coming back out.
Things, and our first deal was a massive learning curve for us.
Welcome back to another episode of the Proper Property Podcast. I'm Luke.
And I'm Jonny.
And today we are joined by Tom and Freddy from Easy Invest.
Let's get it.
There you guys.
Welcome, guys.
Thanks for having us on.
It's all right. So, where are we starting with this one? So we start with a little bit of an introduction, where they're from, what it is that you're actually doing in property. If you want to start and let us know what you're doing.
Who are you?
Yeah, sweet. So my name's Freddy Esherwood, co-founder of Easy Invest. We do property management, anything serviced accommodation. We also do property sourcing, property staging. But like I said, that is anything to do with serviced accommodation. I started off with rent to rent. Started getting my first unit in March 23. And we've scaled up since then. I think currently we've got 42 units live, but we do the whole start to end service, anything serviced accommodation.
Boom.
Awesome.
Just like that.
And what do you do?
Not a lot. So, my name's Tom and Freddie's business partner, obviously co-founder of Easy Invest, and we do everything service accommodation. I also started in rent to rent just around the same time as Freddie. Freddie actually helped me to set up my first unit because 2 weeks before he had just finished up setting up his. So we've been on this journey together. We weren't business partners for maybe a year and a half after we knew each other. But yeah, it's been probably 3 or 4 years now working in this space. So
the easiest thing that we're getting out of this is that they're the Manchester version of Olive Venture Properties. Is that would you say that that's right?
I think it's the other way around.
Oh, yeah. We're the Yorkshire version.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
We'll take that.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Yeah. Because you guys have done really well. Honestly, we've been following your journey. Absolutely smashing it. We see you going at networking events. I've seen you going out of your comfort zones as well, which is absolutely. Honestly, it's been amazing to watch.
I watch your vlogs as well.
Yeah.
Big fan.
Vlogs are epic. I love watching you guys in the gym. You more so. It's fantastic to see. But yeah, so obviously you've just touched that you didn't know each other. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so how did you meet? Was it a networking event? Did you reach out to Tom? Did you reach out to Freddy?
Yep.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, so it was actually a training course. Now, obviously, when you get into the property space, a lot of what you do is training courses, mentoring, and you meet people through that. Now, me and Freddie both attended an event in Manchester, and Freddie is from Great Yarmouth. He'll tell you about his story. He travelled 4 or 5 hours to get to this event. I travelled an hour because I was living in Sheffield, and we attended this event hosted by Alistair Cunningham. We sat on opposite sides of the room, and we didn't speak during that event, but we signed up to the same mentoring program. Now, after that event, I saw Freddie there, I saw the confidence that he had, and he got on the mic and answered a question. Now, I commented on one of Alistair's videos because he'd posted a video of Freddie. He'd said, here's Freddie, a 21-year-old who's just come to my training. And I commented on that post saying, didn't get the chance to speak to Freddie at the event, but I can tell that he's going to go really far. Looking forward to meeting up with him.
So what we're saying is social media.
Yeah.
The thing is,
power of social media.
I never saw that comment.
Yep.
I never saw that comment. And what actually happened is, fast forward, so how we actually got into business, we was on the same academy course with Alistair, and Alistair done really good as well, so hats off. Always say thank you for that. But because I was living so far away from Great Yarmouth, there's not a lot of opportunity, We'd be on Gumtree and open rent starting off, you get 5 properties in the area of 10 kilometres, and Manchester, I'd do it, there'll be 700.
Yeah.
So what I said to Tom was, I'll do the online stuff, you just build the in-person relationship, and we would just go 50-50 on what we make. That was the idea of it. And what we realised is if we just put everything we've got together, we'd double our credibility. At what point we're doubling the amount we can do together. We've got 2 lots of time now. you know. So that's when we joined up in January 2024, and that comment what Tom was talking about is I saw that once we signed our contracts and made our business. He was like, oh, have you seen this comment? And I was like, no. I looked at it and I was like, what the hell? And it was, the comment was something like, he still got it, the comment something like, Freddie's gonna go really far, I can't wait to work with him. And I never saw it, and it was like, it was meant to be, like, in a sense
stars aligned,
the stars aligned, and that
on
comment,
the opposite side of the room.
and and that comment was kind of the inclination to show me whatever I'm doing right now is meant to be, you know.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's very similar to our journey, isn't it?
Yeah.
Literally, you were doing management, I were doing photography. I did some photos of one of your properties when you were managing. I were then speaking at Progressive, doing alt talks, and I weren't really even thinking about investing in property, but I just picked up on what everybody else were doing, and I was like, oh mate, why are we not doing this?
Yeah.
And I'd not got much time because of photography business. You didn't have much time because of management.
Well, I was still working full time at that point.
And working at a hotel, yeah. And so I said, why don't we just come together, and together we will make the time. You can make the time. And that's exactly.
And when
what
you know, you know. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'll have had that instant click and thought this is going to work. We had that instant click and knew it was going to work. And fast forward 2, 3, 4 years, it's working.
Yep.
So yeah, that's the power of social media and the power of what's meant to be will be. So I love that. Love that story.
The power of collaboration as well.
Yeah.
You go further and you go faster together.
Yeah.
This business, you can't just do it alone.
100%. And being in the right place at the right time.
Yep.
Yeah. It's not about what you know. It's about who you know and making sure that you're in those right places, in the right circles with the right people. Because ultimately, if you didn't put yourself in that circle and you didn't also put yourself in that circle, you'd have potentially never met. You'd have seen of him on Facebook. You'd have seen of him on Instagram, but potentially you'd have never met or collaborated. So,
And it's like us all being sat here now together.
Yeah.
Like each individually, we've all gone on a path and started a path.
Yeah.
And look at us all, we're now here together, all doing a similar thing. And we've collaborated before on projects and things as well, haven't we? So
we met on Facebook.
all from social media.
Social media.
Just to add to that, I do think we get a lot of people wanting to start this and do it as a partner.
Yeah.
I need to remind everyone, me and Tom did not start this business journey knowing each other. We had no idea who each other were. We weren't friends. We met on the same course because we had the same vision of what we wanted for our future. A lot of people who see me and Tom, they might say, hey, we're an inspiration because of how we work and collaborate together. Just remember, we did not know each other before we do this. I think it's very important because it's so easy to fall out with your friends. Yeah. I've seen it happen a lot, and I just want to make sure if someone is going to get in a partnership, just make sure you've got aligned visions, aligned, you're thinking the same way kind of thing.
Yeah. That is brilliant advice because we weren't friends before this. And we are friends. Well, there's times. But I've set businesses up before with friends, and that emotion that you've got in where you started as friends 100%. And set up a business together. Maybe you didn't both have the same goals and dreams, and one of you kind of slumps off a little bit and don't really want to do it anymore, and then you're kind of picking up the weight. And whereas you, again, like you say, you were both on it. You were both on the same course, so you both had the same dream, where you wanted to go. And and the same with us, exactly the same with us.
And if you didn't both have that same vision, for you guys and for us guys, you wouldn't have had that click.
No.
So you know straight away when you know, yeah.
100%.
Okay, good. So you mentioned the core. Would you agree that the core value of your business is sourcing?
I would say the core value of our business is serviced accommodation, not sourcing, and to be even more specific, rent-to-rent serviced accommodation. Of course, we deal with management for property owners and for landlords. That's a part of what we do, anything serviced accommodation. When it comes to sourcing, we only deal with rent-to-serviced accommodation. The reason being is that's what we know, that's what we've come up off. I've never bought a property. I've got friends that have, but I would recommend people to them rather than doing it myself, just because the service we offer is an expert niche in what we do. Now, if I can give the most value in that niche, that is going to provide a lot of value for whoever we're working with. And if I don't know that topic in depth, am I suitable to source for that?
Yeah.
I don't know, you know.
I love that because there's a lot of sources that will source anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. They'll see a property, they'll not run any numbers, or they'll create numbers which they've pulled from a generic website.
Or they've literally made up. We've had so many sources, and you look at the deals and you're like, I don't even know how you've come up with these numbers. I don't know who you're talking to.
Yeah.
Who's doing you a $5,000 refurb?
Yeah.
It doesn't exist. So yeah, we get that all the time.
Absolutely.
Or we get same deals off multiple sources.
Yeah.
Giving
Always
us the
different numbers.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, it's a minefield. But I think it is a good point to say, stick to what you know, do your best in that. We've talked about switching gears because we started off with serviced accommodation, and it's just we've done it for that long now. We're ready to move on to the next gear, which is why we are moving into angel investor finance and BRRs and flips.
Yeah.
We're just moving to that next chapter for us. We just feel like we've done serviced accommodation. We now just want to move to that next level.
Yeah.
And I think we're a little bit older than you guys, just a little. So for us, and me especially, well, I say me, but like I've got 3 kids as well to think about. I've got to start thinking about assets for the future. And I know serviced accommodation's great for cash flow, but I've got to start thinking about future, retirement, pensions, things like that. And that's where I've got to think of what assets have we actually built from it, what I can leave to my kids.
Yep. And I think, just to touch on that, diversification is good. But when you enter the property world and you're seeing all these different courses and training and this deal's the best or this strategy is the best strategy, and you try and dip your toes in each of them, you end up becoming either a jack of all trades and a master of none. Or you just keep on trying and you're not getting anywhere. For us, especially as young lads, we're seeing all these shiny coins. And, you know, at the start, we were just trying to grab everything.
We talk about it.
Yeah.
We
always talk about it.
I was going to say that the shiny coin syndrome, every networker I've ever met gets shiny coin syndrome. Every person who stands up on that stage and tells you that this strategy is best, by the time they've left, they're trying to do that strategy. And then next week, they'll see someone else doing something else. I want to do that now because that makes me money. Someone sold me this dream. Someone sold me that dream. And yeah, you get caught up in shiny coin syndrome.
Yep.
100%.
Like for us, we don't want to purchase property. Like I understand assets and things like that. Just so everyone's aware on the podcast, we take our management so serious where we are just going to reinvest, and it's very risky. But we're going to reinvest into management and into our knowledge. At what point we can provide that expert service where we're doing it for so many people. We've just invested $7,000 into our own business. You know, we've done for you services, re-implementing a whole new database, new staff on board. We're getting a UK-based staff member and things. And I think for us, we would rather take this to the next level as a business rather than owning property, which, like I said, is a massive risk which comes with that. But I think our age works with it.
The greater the risk, the greater the reward.
Exactly
right?
that.
No, it's a great way of doing it as well. And to be fair, growing a business up and then leveraging that business to buy properties, buy assets, buy other businesses. It's a great way of doing it. I know a few people that do it that way as well. And yeah. I do want to talk a little bit more about sourcing though.
Yeah.
I think I want to.
You guys,
Yeah, of course.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
I just want to dive into sourcing. I know that's not the main thing that you guys do, but I'll be honest with you, you know more about it than us. So can you tell us a little bit about what the sourcing journey would be for someone if they were looking for properties? What would they do? Would they contact you, and have you got properties ready to be sourced out? Do you have it regular or?
Yeah, so I deal with the property sourcing side of the business. Tom deals with complete management at the moment. Obviously, as we get roles in place, we can change that. In terms of how the sourcing works, we help from start to finish. There's loads of different packages you can get, whether you want a hands-off investment, whether you want help finding a deal and then help managing the deal. We really look at the client we're working with. And I'm not shy, I'm very forward and direct. I will look at your situation and give my 2 piece. Obviously, if that doesn't align with what you want, I'm not going to go against you. I'll work with what you want, but I will try use my experience to help. You know, in the sourcing side of things, we send deals out every Tuesday at 10 a.m. We do that via WhatsApp group and via email database, both at the same time. and we will automate this process eventually. The reason we do it on a week basis is just so we get enough time and we're not just spamming deals out. It gets rid of that, you're seeing people spamming deals every day, and that kind of loses their quality in what they're offering. Even if they're a banging deal, just because you're seeing it so often, you just think, oh, another one.
Yeah.
We get that anticipation built on the week, and it also allows us to give us a week to get our deals together. We have consecutively sent deals out for like the last year without missing a week. So if you go on there, I'm sure you'll find something. In terms of working hands off, we have a bit of a wait list, just because if you're trying to source a rent-to-rent deal, there's not a lot of margin in it with management, and we know that, right? Because we've got so many units. This is how I stamp our credibility. Why would you buy a deal off someone who's got no units when you can buy a deal off someone who's got 40 units? I'm not showing you due diligence of estimations at this point. I'm showing you actual due diligence, actual figures based on actual properties. I can use my expertise to help you set it up. Or if you want to save costs, like some people don't want to pay for a staging company. Some people don't want to pay the management fee. We'll offer a way how we'll teach you how to do it. And because you've bought a deal off us, we'll give you a much discounted price on how to, not a mentoring course, the basics of management, how to list the property, how to price your property, run it, get staff in place and turn it into a business, and that's kind of, I think, the reason why it works so well for us is because we look at every angle of how we struggled. Some people might sell a deal, sign a contract, they're not going to hear from them again. I called my client up and I sold her a deal in January. I called her up yesterday and I just said, how's the deal getting on? Do you want to work with, do you need us to do the management? No, you're all right, sweet. And that's how it is. I'm just making sure people are all right. Yeah. And I think they respect that. Yeah. We care about people, and I don't think a lot of people here, what they care about is their money. When me and Tom first started sourcing, we sold our first deal in March 2024. We had to refund that. And we actually sold about 25 to 30 grand's worth of sourcing fees. We had to refund every single one, and it was completely out of our hands. It was nothing to do with us. It was all to do with vendors, solicitors, something completely out of our hands where I tried to save it. In hindsight, with the experience I've got now, I would have done a different approach. But that kind of shows you our ethics, when we started sourcing, we refunded 30 grand. I had like 100 quid in my bank. There's been times I've had a tenner in my bank. I'm on the phone to someone for a 10 grand deal, and they're screaming at me to send the money, and I'm like, no, just hold fire. If that doesn't show ethics, I don't know what does at this point. Yeah.
We're still in that financial position. That's why we've only got 2 microphones. So at this point, if anybody does want to sponsor our podcast, we need 2 more mics. Yeah. So while you are talking about growth, it would be really good to find out what your main goals are for your business within the next 3 years. What are you looking to do? Expand?
Yeah, so at the start of this year, our whole thing was we want to get to 60 managed Airbnb units, okay? And we wanted to source, I think, was it 1 or 2 deals a month?
Yeah.
Yeah, so those were the goals that we set at the start of the year. Now, as you'll know in business, a lot of things change, even like on a day-to-day basis. We have reinvested so much back into our business, reinvested so much back into our mindset that now that 60 unit target is now becoming 300 next year, 500 the year after, because we've now gone from thinking small to thinking of, well, if we can automate this and we can hire this person, how far can we really take it?
Yeah.
So that's the whole thing now. For us, it's a case of making the business more simpler, more automated. How can we add value to this business rather than us being the ones who are doing all the running around? So this year, that's been a key part of what we've been doing, to just take ourselves away from the operations.
Amazing, yeah.
So when we started this year, we had 20 units. I remember the goals we set. The goals we set was we wanted 60 managed units by the end of the year. Don't know why 60. We just wanted to triple.
Yep.
We wanted a UK-based staff member. We wanted to focus on our marketing and social media, and that was kind of the main points of where we was at. We hired a UK-based staff member, which is my friend Kyle. Kyle has been a massive touch to the business. He's got his own fire risk assessment business. He is specialised in fire risk assessments for serviced accommodation.
Wow.
So shout out to Kyle. But he's come on board. He's massively helped out with the maintenance, the operations. Now we're in a position where 60 units sounded like a goal. when we're looking at lifespan of a business, we need to actually make sure we're operationally effective. Let's forget about the goal, because that 60 units is going to get hit. We're going to do it no stress. I know we will. Let's just make sure what we've currently got is effective and efficient. Let's do the entire systems again. Everyone uses these certain channel managers. We want to do something different. So we're testing right now. As soon as we find what's perfect for us and we automate it, we'll hire a UK-based operations manager. Kyle can move more into a revenue manager role, which he enjoys, the direct bookings and things.
Yep.
At what point we can really start putting mine and Tom's head together to scale. You know, the last thing what we talked about, and we talked about it like 3 weeks ago, is why do we want to hit 60 when we're all getting stressed at each other on 40? Why don't we just take the stress away now, which we're going to do because we know how to do it. We've got the blueprint. So we're going to take the stress away, and how we do that is just by new processes, new systems, new training, more efficient. You go through things, you build in a Hoover. The first Hoover invented isn't the Dyson Hoover what we've got today.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how we look at our business. We're just refining things. As soon as we've got the new systems refined, we're just going to go full blast, whether that's paid advertising, we're going to heavily focus on marketing, and we're just going to do whatever we can to scale growth. And as you mentioned, buying businesses, that's definitely something we're interested in. 100% we'd be interested in purchasing management companies, especially if it's a win-win. People that are stressed out there, that don't know what they're doing. If we've got that system, we can just plug and play it.
That's what we've been talking about that recently, about buying bulk businesses and taking over and increasing their numbers by implementing the work ethic and the systems and the automation that we do.
Yeah.
And I think that's the way that you scale and grow.
100%.
If you can buy someone else's business that's, even if it's got 60 units in it, and you take that on and you scale it up, even if you just scaled it from, I don't know, 10 to 15%, you're scaling 60 units from 10 to 15, and then build your oyster, innit?
Yeah.
And you just do that 3 or 4 times within 5 years, you're laughing.
It's, as you say, it's all about systemizations. It's all about automations, because ultimately they're the day-to-day tasks.
And outsourcing. This is one of the problems what he has.
He's got the same.
He does not trust other people.
He's the same.
And I am a little bit, but then once you give him that little bit of an inch, and
I'm terrible for it,
and you can see what they can do, and it's just in your mind, because I don't know if you're like us, where I micromanage everything and I want it to be exactly like, I mean, you've seen me setting up in here, like I want it to be perfect. I want everything to be perfect. And that's what we're like in business. So when you're outsourcing that to someone else, it's putting that trust into someone.
And it's so difficult when it's your own business. It's your baby, isn't it? You've grown it from an idea, and then to put that trust into somebody else to run your idea is hard, right? I really struggled with it, and it's only in the last 12 months where I've really started. I had a lot of automizations, I had a lot of systemizations, but I had nobody else to do those. So I'd set those up, and then I was still overseeing them myself. Only in the last 12 months have I, at Stay Home Safe, pushed that onto other people. I've got VAs working for me now and stuff like that. And it's really, really hard. And for anybody listening, what I would say is do it earlier, do it sooner. I'm sure you would agree. All the automizations and systemizations and outsourcing, how much further would we be if we'd have done that from day one?
I think just to touch on that, it's funny you said that, because a week ago we had a team discussion, and one of these discussions was Tom needs to stop talking to the VAs. And I went on the group chat like 3 days later, and I found out he hadn't removed himself from the group chat. So I've called Kyle up, because Kyle keeps sending me screenshots of Tom replying to the VAs. And I've gone back in the group and just kicked him out of the group. And I messaged him, I said, I've done you a favour, mate, don't go back in there. And that's kind of how we have to delegate, you know. Sometimes we'll pick up pieces for each other where we don't want to let go. Well, we'll have to make each other let go of things. You know, that's just the way. Like Elon Musk says, if you've got a 10-year goal, you can hit it in 6 months by implementing. And I'm trying to push that to everyone's mindset. Like, let's stop faffing about. We want to change the system, let's do it tomorrow. Yeah. Sweet. And that's what we've done. And that's how quick we move with things. We don't want to mess about with it, you know?
Cool.
Awesome.
And is that a lot easier now you've got your home office?
Yeah, absolutely. That's been a game changer.
The boardroom.
The boardroom.
Boardroom.
The boss boardroom.
That you're going to go back now and do decor like yeah.
I'm half expecting the next Instagram post or something. You're both sat there with your tops off, smoking big fat cigars. You've both shaved your heads. Big cobra tattoo on your shoulder.
I did suggest it at the start. That was the first idea I had. I was like, feet up.
Good.
No, it's good. It's good to see. So, one piece of advice for anybody looking to get into the rent-to-rent, serviced accommodation world. Have you got one piece of advice for people?
I would just say, first of all, I think it's very important to educate yourself. You need to get educated. And second of all, stop faffing about with the idea in your head and just do it. You know, a lot of people sit on an idea and think about an idea. We can scale quick or we can move quick because we just don't faff about. You know, that's why people like working with us. There's no bullshit. We just get it done.
Love that.
He swore on podcast.
That's fine.
I get told off.
Yeah.
Swear jar.
Swear jar. I was giving my bank details later. Tom, one piece of advice
to
from you.
add to that, I would say proximity. Get yourself close to people who are doing the same thing, whether that's networking events, whether it's groups, whatever it is. Meet up with people, take them out for a coffee. Just be around people who are doing what you want to do and who are where you want to be.
Yeah, your network is everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. I'm a massive believer in that. I wouldn't be where I am today if it weren't for networking.
King.
I am the networking king. Apparently, that's what they call me. Yeah. So next thing, your funniest thing that's ever happened. The question was on a property deal, but I genuinely, I know you've got a story about what's happened at one of your properties. So if you want to tell us,
Well, I can talk about it.
Yeah, you're allowed.
Oh, just checking.
He can mention his name. We'll bleep it. We'll bleep him.
We won't bleep it.
I'm not mentioning names. So this one, what happened? So our first deal, what we sourced, and I'll hold my hands up. Everyone makes mistakes, right? And everyone learns from things. And our first deal was a massive learning curve for us. But it was this first deal what we've sourced. Now there's been some ongoing problems with it, which we're constantly on. You know, we're trying to provide the best service. However, one day the maintenance guy of this property has, I don't know what he said to Tom, but whatever he said to Tom, Tom felt the need to call me up and say, what do I do about this situation? And I said to Tom, the guy was being really aggressive on the phone, basically offering him out. So I just said to the guy, I said to Tom, do I go about this professionally or real? So how do we go about it? So I tried the professional route and his mate's on the phone just gobbling off. And I just we were going down there Friday. So I said, all right, mate, I'll see you Friday. And we've headed down there Friday. I've knocked on the door because I'm going to have a word with him. You can't be saying that. Like, that's bang out of order. And especially, come on, that's my business partner. Do you know what I mean? And gone knocking on the door. The guy ain't answered. But I can hear some stuff going on in the back garden. So the back garden is kind of shared. So I've kind of looked over. There's a big fence. So I've just shouted this guy's name. Like, I go, maintenance guy. I shouted him. He's like, yeah. I've realised he's there. So I've poked my head over and he's with all his mates. I'm like, let's go. So I've just walked into their back garden, walked straight up to this guy, and I'm just basically just confronted him about the situation. And the guy just bottled it in front of all of his mates. Even the mate that was on the phone bottled it as well. And that was good because Tom was there, you know. And then they apologised to Tom and that. But if you was in the situation, you would have wet yourself. You know, you would have absolutely wet yourself. Me and Tom are hiding behind the fence, just like... But yeah, no, that was
Would you stand up for me like that?
Well, considering the trap that you led me down yesterday.
What trap?
He sent me to a viewing. I pulled up at this
Oh,
house.
yeah.
All houses are burnt out, all cars are burnt out. There's people with dogs barking at me. I thought, fucking hell, he set me up here.
I sent him a message. I was like, yeah, this is Joe Pesci on Goodfellas. I says, you're going in that house, mate, but you're not coming back out.
So yeah, no, I probably won't back you up.
Cheers, pal. Thank you. Yeah.
Little bit. We kind of got a bit of a fanboy moment now, haven't we? Because we want you to sign our book.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we haven't even got a pen. Have you got a pen?
No.
There's one on my desk. Go and grab it.
We'll get an autographed.
Yeah. Come on, give us an autograph.
Don't copy this onto any contracts.
Yeah. So let's plug your book then. So this is Built to Last: From a Dream to Reality. So do you want to tell us a little bit about your book? I'll let you grab it and sign it for us.
Absolutely.
And if you want to tell us a little bit about it.
So this is your book, yeah?
Yeah. We co-wrote this book, Built to Last, and it's basically just our journey from the start, from the very start of how we've built this business, how we've cultivated our mindset, how we've conducted business with ethics, integrity, and it's all about how to build a network of investors, landlords, and partners who believe in what you're doing, who believe in your vision. So we released this book a month or two ago.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's done really well, to be fair. We've had a lot of good feedback from it.
We've read it, it's a great read. Really good book,
yeah,
really good.
It's
So well done
available
on
to
that.
buy on Amazon as well. So if you do want to go and check it out, it's about $12.99. Try to make it pretty cheap so that it's accessible for people. So if
And
you are looking to
20%
run
of
business-
proceeds go to Olive Venture Properties.
Yeah.
From this
Is that
plug.
what this signature?
This is your
I need to
contract.
read what I'm signing.
It's not actually your book. It's a 300-page document about how you're signing everything over to us.
So that's your 60 units, yeah?
But yeah, no, like Tom said though, with the book, there's so much in there, and we love to give back, especially to people who have been a part of what we've built, you know. So as an example, one of my friends, the reason I started this business, his name's Alan Mays. He was my best friend in high school. He actually done this in my hometown, and I looked at that and I loved it, and he kind of pushed me in the right direction. But I mention Alan's name in the book, rightfully so, you know, and we always give people their flowers because some people have really helped us, and they might not even realize they're just doing a good deed, you know, and that good deed has changed our lives. So
Awesome. Thank you very much for signing that.
I don't know if you're going to be able to read it because my handwriting's awful. But
It's absolutely fine. It's
And if
absolutely
you
fine.
want a signed copy, it'll be on eBay this evening. How much is it on Amazon?
$12.99.
$13.99. Signed copy.
So just one last thing then. If you just want to let people know where they can listen to your vlog, watch your vlog, listen to everything that you've got going on and get in contact with you guys should they ever want any of your services.
Absolutely.
yeah, so we've got Tom and Freddy vlog on YouTube, and that's where we post our vlog. We are looking to revamp our marketing soon in the future. Once we sort the operations, once we get UK-based staff member involved, take some of the workload away, we'll definitely improve that. But yeah, check us out on YouTube, and check your podcast out on YouTube as well.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Well, when you do want to increase your marketing and your media, we might know somebody that's pretty good at that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Johnny Brown knows a few people.
Does he?
Yeah.
I'll have to drop you a message after this.
Yeah, man. So anybody who comes from out of Yorkshire, we give him a bottle of Endos. So welcome to Yorkshire. We're glad you come across the pond.
Yeah.
It's been an absolute pleasure having you on, guys. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for the invite.
Yeah,
It's been great having you, yeah.
Yeah,
Tom and Freddy, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. Cheers.
Thank you, guys.
Cheers, guys.
ciao.
Ciao.
You've been listening to the Proper Property Podcast in association with Olive Venture Properties. Make sure you like and subscribe, and see you next week for another episode.